my second interview with the artist Kevin B. Great reggae artist. Like his style, like his flow. Yep, that's the way we go ahead and do it. I am going to see if the artist is online. Okay. Let me see which one that is. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get the artist to see if he's online. I run to tune, of course. Uh-oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Gotta jump back over on the song. Good night, guys. I hope everybody's doing good, staying safe. I'm here to do my second interview with the artist Kesnan D. She remember when she used to feel safe when she stepped out with her dream bikini. Why we can't live like those days? Yes, we want to go back to the days where the woman do not have to feel like she's being hunted by these savage ass men down there that's killing off these females. We just want to go back to the old school where we feel safe and not feel like if we go on the road somebody going to kidnap us and kill us. So yeah, that's where we at. Yes, we want to definitely go back to those days where we feel safe as females. Good night, Carol. Good night, cuz. I hope y'all guys can hear me properly. Because I turned on the sound. She didn't really like what she seen. She remember when she used to feel safe. Now a state of emergency. And so do why we can't live like those days? No, son, tell me why we can't get peace in the place? No. I said the doctor them a try the best for just the wounds, but these wounds go deeper than the flesh. Fear of them a stress, so no bother me little youth. Crime start in a Congress, and no politician take notice. Got it, gunshot and chase with the tourists, and them always try to get a story. And a long time we a cry and them ignore we. No matter cry, it's your friend. No matter kill a little bit and they don't do it. I live in love with your sister. Show me on the road of Kingston City that you know really like what she see. She remember when she used to feel safe. Now a state of emergency. Your son, why we can't live like those days? No, son, tell me why we can't get peace in the place? No.
This goodnight is ill. I'm trying to get in touch with the artist. I spoke to his management team like a good. They just sent me a message basically, but it's I gotta try and after this song I'll try and get in touch with his management team to let them know that
when you're winning, it's a sweet story. And when you're not, then the war is bitter. You quick to call me a sinner. Only that I know my history. So we have to give the king glory. Like a tree planted by the river. I have smiled with the sun. Can't keep it down, cause we have to oversee. Last night's under pressure, got a lot on my mind. But with life, without all the struggles of mine. Can't sleep, so my sleep trees my peace of mind. I can't sleep on these switches to ease my mind. I said, what's success without a little sacrifice? With every downfall, yes, you have to have a rise. Then the world that you so low, but I go pay that price. I forgive thanks for that the morning sun, that's my story. When you're winning, it's a sweet story. But when you're not, then the war is bitter. You quick to call me a sinner. Only God I know my history. So we have to give the king glory. Like a tree planted by the river. I have smiled in the sun. Can't keep it on, but we have to overcome. When I light up on rich and poor, tell me selfish when I go back them with no sponsor. Coming up a red will always try to pull you under. Because try to break you, wanna kill you, make you stronger. Clever thoughts with a little meditating. Out of nothing, opportunities creating. Things that I see, I don't stop and get me praising. For eternity, we keep the fire blazing. When you're winning, it's a sweet story. And when you're not, then the war is bitter. You quick to call me a sinner. Only God I know my history. So we have to give the king glory. Like a tree planted by the river. I have smiled with the sun. Can't keep it on, cause we have to a red light. Stop signs. Doors closed. I never giving up on doing good, but only the best is good.
Oh, sorry guys.
When you're winning, it's a sweet story. But when you're not, then the war is bitter. You quick to call me a sinner. Only judge I know my history. So we have to give the king glory. Like a tree planted by the river. I have smiled with the sun. Can't keep it down, cause we have to overcome.
Bop, bop, bop. Look at you, bop. I like it. Alright, I don't know what's going on with my phone. I try to get... I don't know what's going on. Guys, my next interview is with Kes Nandi. I'm waiting for him to come on the live. I don't know what's going on. But even now I'm trying to run 3 different devices at this point.
Responsibilities. We're talking about recreation after school activities. We're talking about building the talents and abilities. Talking about nurses school to graduate in colleges. Being there no matter what it is. Through the rough times and the
Good night, Kes Nandi. The artist is on the live. I'm gonna add you right now. I sent you a request. Okay.
Yeah.
Good night. Good night. I hope you're doing well. And
And
all
give thanks and praises every time, you know?
most definitely. Let me fix this light. I had to switch up the light because it was giving me a headache. It was too bright.
Yeah,
But man, thank you for being on my platform.
yeah,
Next
man.
2021. Yeah, I've been in touch with you and your promo team a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, to do this interview, to just do a whole entire promotion within Europe and stuff like that, because as you know, the world is on a lockdown and we're just trying to
Mm-hmm.
stay when it comes to music and not trying to go insane with this whole entire corona thing that going on. So
Definitely.
yeah, that's basically it, people. This is Kesnamdi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name proper, but
That's correct. That's correct.
okay, good. Because I'm like, okay, how do I pronounce your name? Am I pronouncing it right? But hey, I guess I'm not too far off. But yeah, if you'd like to introduce yourself to my audience, because your audience already know who you are and familiar with what you're doing. So yeah, could go ahead and just introduce
Yeah.
yourself.
Well, my name is Kez Namdi, you know, a youth from Jamaica. You know what I mean? We are creatives and creative on a broad scape. In other words, we create music, we create
Yes.
art, we create visuals, we create all kind of things associated with conscious art. And yeah, my name is Kez Namdi, you know, we're there for chat with this beautiful lady right here. Yes.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Thank you. We just want to go ahead and just do some basic musical question about how you got in the business and how long you've been in the business. We don't do people personal business on my platform. That's not what we're about. It's all promotional albums, CDs, EPs and stuff like that because we just want
mhm,
to stay in the whole musical career and see what the artist is doing and what they're up to and that's just
yeah,
basically it for my platform. We are not a whole entire getting into people business. We don't do that because I wouldn't want nobody in my business.
yeah,
Understand?
facts. Yeah,
It's strictly musical. So yeah, man, like I said before, it's a pleasure to have you and Net Jam 2021. Like this platform is basically like not even a good 4 months old. I started in the end of January because me and my girlfriends we were basically just bored of the lockdown since December and we just want to know what artist them was up to because a lot of people even though they love reggae or dance although they don't really have a platform to follow the artist or they don't know how to follow y'all. So that's where
yeah,
my platform come in, where we do a whole lot of promotions and just basically waiting for the place to open up back so we can go ahead also and start do some bookings ourselves. And we got some good news since this week that um by July, August, it's possible for us to do club appearances and bookings with artists them. So I'm happy for that. So yeah, that's what my platform is all about. It's all about the music.
yeah, man.
So yeah, man. Okay, I'm gonna jump in the first segment. I'm basically asking you, if you wasn't a musician, what would you be doing otherwise, apart from music?
I would be probably a ganja farmer
Ow,
if I
ow.
wasn't doing music. Yeah.
That's a good thing to do. Ain't nothing, you know,
Yeah,
the country where I'm living in, that shit is legal. So
yeah,
you
exactly. So
basically
yeah.
walk up to the policeman and say, "Yo, do you have a light? Light to spliff and give back your light and go about your business, but him can't lock you up because it's illegal over here." So yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. You hear
Mm-hmm,
that, people? You would be a ganja farmer, which is a good thing. But
mm-hmm.
yes, um, what's the weirdest or the funniest question have you ever been asked within an interview? Basically, just about the business. Like I said, it's all about the music and not people personal business.
Yo, you know, lucky enough, the interviews that we've been on, we've never really been asked weird questions. But I can definitely say one common question out there is, have I ever cut my hair before? You know, that's definitely a
Yeah.
question where everybody like to ask. And
And
a
then what
lot,
would that question, what would that answer be?
no, we've never cut my hair before. This was on my head as a little baby. This right here, so this one right here,
Okay.
baby. So whenever Chumulax from my born, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's real good. So, folks,
Yeah.
as y'all know, he's never been. Yeah, he's always have dreads. So that I didn't know you always
Nappy.
had dreads from your little youth. You
They've
always have dreads.
always been a nappy dreadlocks, you know what I mean?
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Okay, because yeah, I went on your like I do my research and I saw that you was getting one of your hair twisted by a lovely lady, and I'm like, that's some long ass dreads. Let's be honest.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, you gotta take care of it too. It's a part of
What you
you.
mean?
So yeah,
Mhm.
you gotta groom it and make sure it grows beautiful and that because I know a lot of arrestas that start losing their hair or start going bald because they basically don't take care of it. 'Cause, I mean, you
Mhm.
got the rastas that don't do nothing with it. It just turned into a whole entire, like my mother would just say, a bongo. So we know you got those one twos and then you got the one them that groom their hair. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That doesn't define who you are if you groom your hair, which is a beautiful
Mhm.
thing. But yeah, what do you think is one of your best songs that you have do you write your own songs?
Definitely, yeah. All of
Okay,
them.
what's one of your best songs that you've written that you feel like, yeah, this is my baby? I mean, everybody love all their material that they do, but
Mhm.
which song is like your favorite? Like that's the one you put your all in.
You know, you see, as a creator, is like for me, I can't get too hung up on my own music. You know what I mean? Like it's a cycle. You know what I mean? As soon as the inspiration forward, we make the
Yes.
music and we release it, and then we're on to the next. You know what I mean?
Uh,
So like, for me, I can't really sit down and say, yo, um, what's my favorite song, especially because we're dealing with emotions and feelings. You know, so
yes, yes, yes.
it depends on what you're going through and what you're feeling is going to be what your best is at that moment. I can
True.
definitely say that this new album that we just released, Bloodline, I can definitely say that it's my best piece, body of work to date that is released. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I'm very proud of that one. And I think one of the songs that um, stand out to me is Justice. You know, from a production standpoint, you know,
yeah,
we put a lot of work into it and we added a lot of layers, and I feel like I took my production skills to a whole nother level with that song. You know what I mean? And with just being able to intentionally bring out what's in here out here. That's
yeah.
a very hard thing to do, you know what I mean? So Justice definitely is one of those songs. And then the content of the song lyrically, I was very proud of, and my delivery as well. And so I would definitely say Justice, which is going to be our second single that we're going to be releasing. It's going to be
Right.
released very soon, our second single, which is going to be Justice. So, yeah.
That's great, Greg. I think my favorite song so far is "Lock Down the City." Like that
Yeah.
song, it got a whole different flow
Yeah.
to it. I like it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The energy, you know, is it that the energy that they did in the studio did special, you know?
Even
Yeah.
with the little 2-year-old, I was when I was making the flyer last night
Yeah.
or yesterday, I should say, he was literally dancing to it. I'm like, okay, see, the kids know
All
good,
right. So
and he's
we get the
like,
cosign.
Mommy dance, and he was dancing and breaking down. I'm like, okay. So Lock Down the City is a
Come.
great song. I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Which artists have you done a collaboration with within your music career, or would you like to do a collaboration with within the future?
Um, I think Shadi is one of those artists that I'll always wanted to do a record with.
Starting from England, you give me that
Shadi,
two-touch taboo.
you know the thing, man. She has definitely been one
Yeah.
of my biggest dreams in my life to just lock that feature down.
Hey,
I would love
you
to
good.
work
I
with.
should say. You got it. So go ahead, man. Get your team on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Burning Spear. Those two artists is Charlie
Yes.
and Burning Spear would be the ultimate features for me on any album, you know?
Yes. You can't go wrong with those. You cannot
Yeah,
go wrong with those.
yeah.
That's great. I like that. But like I said, Go ahead and get your team hooked up with
Yeah,
Sade and do your thing, man. You got the
yeah,
talent, you got the looks. I don't think she would say no. And then she okay, she don't always do a lot of music without the last couple of years, but when she do put out an album or a single, it the people loves it. So that's
yeah,
great. I would say go ahead and do it. Yeah.
definitely. Tag up, man.
And that's the way you do it. If you have a fan, um, to all right. If you have your fans, your followers to would want to remember you for your talent, what would it be that you think they would remember you for? Like again, before all of this, RIP to DMX, condolence to his family. Sometimes I think in life you gotta die to get the respect that you deserve, and to the world tell you, "Oh, we love you, we're sorry you died." Because like a month ago, DMX was like in a depressive mood, and there were no love was shown. That's
Yeah.
my opinion. And now he's dead. The whole entire world is telling, "Oh, we love you, we missed you, we wish you didn't die." And I'm like, how hypocritical is that sometimes? But that's my opinion, of course.
Yeah, well, sometime in a life, people people love what them can't get, and that's why
Yes,
I understand in this little time that we have, I mean, DMX and
yes.
many more are perfect reminders of make sure you do as much work on this earth while you can, so that
While you're
when
here,
you are
yes,
gone, when you are gone, they miss you bad, 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 bad. They miss you too much.
yes.
So the
It's the
more good
truth.
works you do, is the more people gonna miss you, and
And it's sad that you have to die first before the world to tell you you was a great man or a great woman and you meant something to us. And before you get the flowers on your graveside, but you gotta die first before the world will tell you they love you. But I guess that's just how human nature works.
mm.
But we ain't gonna get into too much of that because that's not what my
But
interview about. I just wanted to see.
sometimes you just have to like, it's not about that, It's really not
Yeah,
about how much people love you and how much people. It's really about the work, So at the
yes,
end of the
yes.
day, whether them love you or not, at the end of the day, DMX left a lot of
A
gems on
legend,
this
he's a
earth.
legend.
And
Yes,
more importantly than being a legend, he left a lot of gems on this earth that help a lot of
yeah.
people through hardship, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's all about the works. It's not about whether people like you or
Like
whether
or
you get
not,
your
yes,
flowers today. You see me? 'Cause if it was about that, then probably DMX probably wouldn't be who he is, because the
true,
work and the
true,
hardship to get
true,
to where he is
true.
and was, it would not be worth it. You know what I mean? So it's all about the works.
That's true. That is so definitely, definitely true. Like, yeah, because right now, like I ain't even gonna get into that because there's a whole American thing going on and that have nothing to do with my platform or whatever I'm about. So I'm just gonna drop back into my question. Okay. A random question would be like, what's your routine when you get up in the morning? What do you do? Do you like are you the person that when I spliff in the morning first, drink a tea like most Jamaican do, get up in the morning. If they smokes, of course, or drink, it would be like get up when I spliff. Um, right,
My
do clean.
routine,
What does your morning process looks like?
well, my morning process usually start out with actually my son. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Yes.
the first thing I
Family.
start with is as him wake up, I mix some porridge. You know what I mean? That's the first thing, because I'm forgetting
Yes.
porridge. You know what I mean? So the first thing do is porridge. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
after
Yes.
I
I go
settle
through
him
the
off
same
and eat
thing.
himself, and usually the first half of my day is really just me and my son. I'm gonna take him to the park and stuff, and then starting midday is when really get into the works and get into the studio, and I'm in the studio straight until like 3 4 a.m. A lot of times actually trying to include a lot more fitness in my routine now, because sometimes being locked up in the studio is like it's a different kind of timeline. You know what I mean?
It is. It is.
And we're trying to figure out ways now for get that going more, you know what I mean? But usually start off with me vaping as well, steaming. We
Yeah.
can't live out the herb, you know what I mean? And
I
yeah,
know. I got that. I got that. But yeah. What got you into the whole music? industry, what makes you want to become, or you're an artist? What gave you the drive or the push to want to be an artist? Put it that way.
Yeah, I never want to become an artist, to be honest. I did just want to make
Oh,
music. I did
okay.
just want to make music. It was all about music for me. It was never about get into this to become an artist. No, I feel like me have to try to be an artist. Then it don't come natural to me. You know what I mean? But music come more natural to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Making
yeah,
music and performing, and that was more of a natural thing because there's a difference between an artist and a difference between a musician.
there
An
you
artist
go.
is somebody who promoting
Entertainment.
really the artist and entertaining and thing, but a
Yeah,
musician is like a scientist.
yes.
Somebody where go deep into the science of sound, you know what I mean, and trying to understand the depths of sound and trying to push your talent as far as you can take it. And that's what really got me into doing music. First it was the lyrical content. First, it was all about that for me, lyrics and what I'm spitting, my
Yeah.
bars, my similes, my metaphors, my flows. And then when I started to learn how to play the guitar, that's when the production side of things started to come for me and started to learn chords and notes and scales and
Yeah.
different modes, you know what I mean, and understanding the depths of music. And that's really why I got into
Yeah.
music, is really to take it as far as I can take it while I'm here.
Okay, that's a good question because, like you said, there's a difference between a artist and literally loving the craft that you do, and not thinking, okay, I gotta entertain the world when it's just about your music. Because
Yeah.
a lot of artists that I notice these days, especially the new ones, it's all about it's not about the music, it's about the money, the hype, and the fame. And once you're not involved with the music
Mm.
without the money and the fame, what are you? You're just here just for the money. You're just here for the fame. That don't make no sense because what happened when you don't feel like making any music anymore because the money not coming in. So it's not basically not about the music anymore. It's about the hype and the fame and the dollars that you can make that comes along with it. And of course, nobody now gets up and just want to be an artist and not trying to make it your livelihood to take care of your family. So it all comes down to how much do you love the craft that you do
Yeah,
without the hype and the fame.
yeah. At the end of the day, I think everybody's dream is to do what them love and make a living off of it. You know what I
True,
mean?
true,
And
true.
I'm guilty of this myself, to where sometimes you get caught in the fast pace of things. You know what I mean? And
True.
at the end of the day, this is a business. You
It
know what I mean?
is. It is.
Yeah,
It's a career.
it's
Yeah.
a serious business. So um we never leave that part there out, and it's a thin line for
Yeah.
artists, because it's not like you're selling products. It's not like you're selling a
You're
bottle of
selling
bleach
yourself.
or
You
a
are the product.
soap, where you can make the soap exactly how you want to make it every single time. We're talking about inspiration, things that are tangible. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That say you
Yeah.
can't hold my songs in your palm of your hand. It's just out there.
Yeah.
It's frequency. So it's a very tricky thing when your way of life is how you make a living, because
True,
then no,
true.
you have to get caught up with, no, keep being inspired. How do you stay inspired and keep it pure
Yes.
without
Yes.
being money driven? Because at the end of the day, you
Yeah.
still have to be money driven, because we have families to feed. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? But
It's your, how do
But
you
at the
put
end of the
it?
day,
Yeah.
is when you're able to say no. That's the first thing, able to say no. And the second thing is always put the art first. And anytime you put the art first, everything else will follow. You see me? What is to be will come. That means, say, if the art that you put forward is supposed to make you $1 trillion, it's gonna forward. If it's gonna make
It's gonna fall into
50%,
place.
it's gonna go
Yes.
forward. So
Yes.
yeah.
That's a great answer, man. You couldn't have done it better.
Yeah.
Do you think you could get better at being a musician? And if so, how would you achieve that, being better within your craft?
Um, I think if you want to be at great or at anything, or you want to see a success in anything, and when I say success, I'm not meaning just money value, but
Money wise, yes, yes.
success, any level up, it takes consistency. You know what I mean? Anything out there, if you want to start a business, if you want to make music, if you want to become a film director, it's something that you have to, if you want to learn how to play guitar, it's something that you have to put hours and hours in every
You
day.
gotta study, you gotta study it. You gotta know what you're
Yeah.
putting yourself into. It's
So,
just the truth.
so for
Yeah,
me, it's like I'm always trying to, I'm always trying to put out better than my last project.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So whatever my
yeah.
last song is, that's or my last set of songs in that time period is really what my judge where my base. So like for right now, I'm working on my new album as we speak. However, to make this album that I'm envisioning in my mind, I have to be a better vocalist. That means I have to
But do you
practice my
have, do you
snares.
already have a
I
name
have
for
to
the
be a
album
better
or?
guitarist. I have to be, so these are things that I practice so I can make this album. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes, understandable. Do you already have a name for the album or you're not ready to release that kind of information
Well,
yet?
we're too right now. I'm just making the music. You know what I mean? I don't like
Yeah,
to. I'm in the pure state of the
yeah, yeah.
inspiration, where it's just whatever forward. Yes, sir. That means we not think about market, we not think about money, we not think about nothing.
Money,
Just
yes.
we just a think about
The
music.
creative
Make we make
process.
some music. Make me and my brethren them get together, and we're gonna make some music, and that's all we're doing right now. And then as once we continue to do this, all of a sudden now you start to hear a body of work, and then we can start to say, okay, this body of work now has a sound, it has a theme, it has a feel, it has a frequency. So we can now start to think about words that represent these titles and these albums and these bodies of work. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think as if you put out quality songs and music, the dollar signs will come eventually because you can't be putting out a lot of rubbish and thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna make money off of this because I got my name. No, you just gotta be quality and then you don't even have to worry about the
Yeah.
dollar sign comes with it because that's just a part of the creative process, which I
Yeah.
think you have this flow. Like I mean, I listen to your songs. I know your songs for years, and I've been listening to you for years. But it's just recently when I saw you put out the whole like the city song, and I'm
Mm.
like, that's actually a good artist. Let's be honest. Like you're in your own little lane doing your thing, and it's a great thing, and you're not caught up with a whole bunch of other artists, and you know, like some artists if I call one name, that one name, forget that
Mm.
the hype.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that because your talents speak for itself.
Yeah.
So, which I think is great. And like I said, here in Europe, you're like, you'll do great here in Europe because one of your team, like, you were supposed to come over here and do some shows, some
Yeah.
appearances, hopefully this year. Because as far as I understand, we're allowed to start booking shows and doing stuff like that by July, August, which I think is a great thing because it means me and my team can start putting on shows like we want to for the last
Mm.
couple of months. So most
At the end of the
definitely,
day, it just come back down to the works. You know what I mean? Like
yes.
it just come back down to the works. Like even like during this COVID pandemic, um, it kind of reminded me of what's really important. You know, like I was spending a lot of time on the road, doing a lot of tours.
Yeah.
And and it was just always about, okay, make the next project so we can hit the road again. Make the next project so we can hit the road again. But this is the first time. This is the first year. It's been a year since I've touched any stage, held any kind of live microphone,
Yes.
and it just
I think
reminds
that's
you how
what artists
important.
do.
It reminds you how important being in the studio is, because that is
Staying
the
on
work.
your game. Yes, it is. It basically
Yeah,
is. It is. It is
mm,
because don't worry about the comments because there's a lot of people writing a lot of stuff and if we gotta watch the comments we gonna be answering people and we ain't got no time for that. We
mm,
answer them when the interview's almost done or when the interview's done. I try not to read the comments myself because you do have some people that's rude and I don't want to get rude myself, so I don't read the comments them at all.
mm.
But yeah, man. My next question would be if you no, hold on, because I got several people over here. Do you have any hobbies out of the whole entire music career? What else would you be doing? Like, yeah, I asked you that question already. If you wasn't in a musical thing,
Yeah,
you would be plaiting up your herbs.
planting out my herbs. You know what's crazy is a crazy man, an insane man. No, a normal person who is
Yes,
someone who can think of, who has their mind on a lot of different things. That's a
yes,
normal person.
yes,
But you
yes,
see a
yes.
crazy, insane person have their mind on just one thing, and it's something where I
Yeah,
don't know how to explain, but don't know how to explain it. But even like a lot of my family members and people close to me, they can't understand it. How is it? It's just really only music. You know what I mean? Really, at the end of the day, I just music. You know what I mean? I'm not telling
yes.
like whether or not I did have a fan base or not, I would be making music. You know what I
Music
mean?
regardless. Yeah, because I
Regardless.
mean, if that's what you love to do and that's your passion, you don't need an audience for that. That's the best thing about it. Somebody want to join the live, but Freako, if I get the name properly, Freako one. I normally do not add people to the live because I just want to focus on the artist himself. Unless the artist want people to be on his live, then fine by me. But basically, I don't add other people to the artist while I'm interviewing them. I'm sorry. Yeah, my next question would be, what accomplishment do you see yourself achieving in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you like have like a list like this is what I want to do for next year? Which I mean, we can't predict what is happening in the world right now, but what do you see yourself doing in the next 5 to 10 years, musical wise?
Music wise,
Yeah,
um, as me tell you, it's like inspiration. You know what I mean? So like these days, I early out in my journey it was a lot about getting out there. I remember that as a youth I forward like, how me I gonna get my music out there to the world so the people can hear it and
exactly.
get a
Yeah,
chance. But I don't know. I just feel like the older I get, you see me, and things just like them, more. Like genuinely, I really don't care. Oh, I really like my thing is just like how can I make better music? That is when it come on to my journey because everything starts with a song. That means if I go to a record label, I have to go there with songs.
yes,
If
yes,
I want to shoot a video, if I want to do anything, if an advertisement is gonna pay me, whatever it is, it starts off with
yes,
music. So if you're going to ask me what is my goals in the next 5 years and so it would be to make better music, every day better music, and that's really what it's all about for me. You see me when it come on to the music, trying to make tries in
yes.
this music career, if you want to call it career. But yeah, it's just
All right.
about making better music.
It
I don't
is, it
really
is.
care
Because I
about.
mean that's what it is. You're a musician, so it would have to be in that genre of you
It's like I
creating
feel
these
like I
more
always tell my team like we have to make the melody tell the story. You know what I mean? Like we
true,
can't
true,
tell a story for the melody. You know what I
true.
mean? So that means if me release an album and only 5 people listen to it, that's the story of that melody. You know what I mean? But then now
Exactly.
maybe we release a song like City Lock and it catch a fire. And that's the story of that melody. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
and wherever the melody take us now, look where the melody has taken us to a place now where me and you doing a live. That
All the
wasn't
way to
because of my
Europe.
personality or
Amsterdam,
my
baby.
looks or
Amsterdam.
whatever. It was
Yes.
because you heard, as you say, I come to lock down your city and you say, yeah, him is actually a good artist. That you
Yes,
say. So
yes, it is. It
so
is.
that's
Let's be
how you
honest,
see
it
how the
is.
melody brought us together. So when it come
Yes.
on to goals and thing, it's hard to make goals in music because it's inspiration. Again, it's not tangible. It's not like a product, but beyond the music, we're doing a lot of things outside of music too. You know what I mean? Like we want
Yes.
to. There's this foundation that we want to start, which is the More Than a Melody Foundation, where I really want to now initiate this thing now where we're going to start doing and reciprocating what people give to me back to the world. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
start that. That's definitely one of my goals, which is outside of the music. There's some technology. I'm working on an app right now where
Good.
we want to invest in some technology, and that's kind of where we want to
Yes.
take the
That's
next thing.
that's that's where the money at.
We've been
Yes.
investing in a lot of cryptocurrency lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not just music we want known for too. You know, it's like ideas as well. You know.
Yes. Build an empire within. If you got to use your music career to build an empire out of the music, do that. Because what happens when you don't feel like making music anymore, or you don't want to produce an album? At least you have other business out of the music. And I think going into technology is the only way, because right now everything is about online, everything is about the internet, everything is about the whole entire cell phone image, what I said, app, and you can't go wrong with an app. Trust me, you cannot go wrong with an app.
Yeah, girl.
So that's great, man. I would say go ahead and do what you got to do. My last question would be, if you had one message to give to any one of your fans or your followers, what would that be? Musical wise, of course.
Musical wise, what you mean? Like to another artist or just to people in general?
Just basically your followers, your fans, your fellow your peers, people within your genre of music and stuff, and not just only the reggae vibes, but also to the dancehall or the rap or the soul. What advice would you give to them within the music business? Because it's all about the music, of course.
Well, yo, me say me not really like to tell people advice because one thing me know, nobody know what them doing. You know,
True.
in this world, everybody just kind of I guess it and trying to understand this thing called life. You know what I mean?
Especially now.
Nobody, as much as everybody was once a baby, so nobody don't really know what them doing. You know, all
True,
you can do
true.
is really listen to that little voice inside of you,
Yes.
and that's all you really can do, because at the end of the day, nobody don't really know what them doing, and
True, true.
and always realize that when times get hard, is this what we're experiencing on earth is called a human struggle. That means
Lord, tell me about it.
that means everybody have to come here on earth and struggle, whether it's in money, whether it's with the emotions or your feelings, but it's all about the struggle. So embrace the struggle, because the struggle is what make you who you is and
Who
who
you
you are.
are, yes, it's true.
What would life be without all these struggles of mine? That's one of the lines in Victory, the song that you were playing a while ago. What would
Yes.
life be without? So you can, and you have to be careful too. You know, you have to embrace your struggle. You know, because you don't know if you can take another man's struggle. You know what I mean? So while you over here complaining about your struggle, better you just hold on to that struggle,
There's
because
people going
you might
through
get
worse
another
than you,
struggle
and
what
that's
you
the
don't want
truth.
to take on.
Yes,
You know what I mean? So
it's the
so
truth.
really and truly, you know, nobody not really know what they might do. So for me, if you give somebody advice, all you can know says, I'm gonna give everybody as the best music possible that we can give. And I'm going to be as truthful as I can be with myself in this
Yes, it's
music,
true. It's true.
because you know a lot of times artists portray how easy this thing is. Like, is this easy thing of no, all of a sudden now me have BMW and no go so in our life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everything is a mountain to climb, you know. So yeah, that's my
it is.
message.
It is. It
Just
is.
listen to that
And I have,
inner voice in you, it would be my message.
yes, I
And
have
don't
a
listen to people.
personal question. What do you think? Or you don't even have to answer me if you don't want to. But what do you think about this whole um criminal? I wouldn't say criminal. It is criminal. But what do you think about this whole thing that's going on in Jamaica right now, especially with the woman them literally being slaughtered, being hunted like they're animals and just being killed? What's your thought on the whole entire thing? And it's just a personal question from me. Again, you don't have to answer if you don't want to.
All right, let's say this. I grew up with four sisters, very powerful sisters, a very powerful mother. You know what I mean? So no brothers. So most of my life I've been around a lot of feminine energy.
No. Yes.
So I feel like me a little bit more connected to my emotional side than the regular average male or masculine energy. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
So we have utmost respect for women. Um, a long time them thing you go on. You know what I
Long
mean?
time, long
A
time. But
long
it's
time them
been
thing
more
you go on.
highlighted at this point.
A long
Yes.
time them a hold down woman in a Jamaica. You know what I mean? And just feel
Yes.
like say woman for cook and clean.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, it's a dangerous time. You know what I mean? And again, I would more say, yo, parents, protect your youth them. You know what
Yes.
I mean?
Yeah.
Because yo, you see, parenting is the most important thing for protect the daughter them. You see me?
Okay.
So
But as a
for enough
parent,
time,
you can't be around your child 24/7, 365. They got to go to school. They got to go to work. They got to go to after school activities.
yeah,
So as a parent, you can't always protect them. And I
yeah,
think
but
it comes
but
down
as a
to
parent, you can't always protect them. But one thing as a parent, you have to be truthful with yourself,
you got to
and
stay
only
vigilant.
only
Yes.
only the parent know the youth the most.
Yes.
So if you know
Yes.
your child, you know the kind of restrictions that your child may need. You know the
True.
areas where it's Jamaica. Jamaica is not a safe place, from you reach 16-year-old, certain from breast that grow up on your chest. You have certain man
Listen,
where are praying
listen.
woman. Yo,
When I was living in Jamaica. I came to Holland when I was 13, and I'm going to turn 42. So that's a good couple of years ago. I remember when I was like 11, 12. I was always a girl who had hips and ass and titties at the age of 12 and 13. And I remember all these grown ass men and these older niggas used to be like, I remember one of them told me I was ready for the cutting table, and I did not know what that mean until I was like 25. I swear to God, I didn't know what it means until I was 25. That's when my sister explained to me, like, the nigga basically told you it's time for you to start having sex at 11, 12.
yeah, man,
That's where we at.
it's not a joke thing, man. So like, especially the daughters, them like, you can't just leave your daughter them anywhere and
You
anywhere,
can't let
especially
them
at such
loose.
age. You know what I mean? And
It's the
and
truth.
and because at the end of the day, within these communities, there are a lot of nasty flesh human being
Perverts,
out there.
perverts.
So
Yes,
you have to know what you do. And at the end of the day, no matter what happen, when it come down to it, if something happened to your offspring, it's your responsibility.
it is. It
So,
is.
so just do what you can as the parents them for protect your children, man.
That's
'Cause-
true. But I mean, all right, put it this way. When your daughter goes to school or to after school activity or even work and they got to jump into a taxi
taxi and
and
jumping
they
about.
don't know the taxi man
Yeah,
is a bloody pervert that's ready to kill and
yeah,
rape
man.
them. Because back in the days, you hear a lot of females get raped, but they weren't getting murdered. And back then, it was a taboo to tell your family, oh, I got raped by everybody we know. So you kept that to yourself, but you wasn't being killed.
Mhm.
Now they're not only raping you, they're cutting your throat, they're dismantling your body, and it's like, what's going on? Like, this is not the Jamaica that I grew up in, even though I left Jamaica 30 years ago, let's be honest.
Yeah, man.
But this is not a Jamaica that I know. I came to Jamaica 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and as somebody that don't know much about Jamaica, let's be honest, because when I left, I was a child, and all I know is Portmore, and I'm taking taxis and cab at 8, 9, 10 in the morning. I didn't even know the danger that I was in. Because
Exactly. Yeah.
once the man said, me I got punish stone or me I got Portmore, I'm jumping in the cab and
Hmm.
didn't know I was in danger myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, when does it stop? And again, I was kind of angry the other day. My mom is like, we can't blame. Andrew is one person, and we got 14 to 15 parish, and we can't expect the man to protect the whole entire Caribbean of Jamaica. We can't expect him to do that. And it all comes down to the people within your community gotta keep an eye out for these young girls because they're dying. Like, not only the young girls, but anywhere between 12 and 30, 40, it's like we're being hunted as females.
Mm.
Not even we, I mean, they're foreign. I mean, all right. So we can't even talk about we when I say we, but I mean, the females in Jamaica, they're being hunted like animals. Like I got nieces and cousins down there, and I'm like every day telling them, please be careful. Don't if you don't have to take a taxi, jump on the yellow bus if you
Yeah,
have to.
man.
But
That's why the girls them just have to love the Rasta man them. You see me? 'Cause you see if you check a real Rasta man, him not go violate you. Him a go deal with
no,
you nice. You know what I mean? Him a go
it's
always
the truth.
respect you.
It's the truth.
If you
It's the
ask
truth.
any one of my ex-girlfriend them right now, or if you ask
Yeah,
my woman right now, she gonna tell you say I always deal with them respectfully, you know, and I can say I can't speak for all Rastaman, but most real Rastaman, the true Rastaman them deal with them family to the highest.
it's the truth. It's the truth.
You know what I mean? And you
It's
have
the
to just,
truth.
yo, it's a dangerous time right now for everybody, you know, and especially the woman them in a Jamaica, you know what I mean?
It's true. But I mean, like, as a female in Jamaica, do you have to start working with a knife or scissors? You gotta get a gun. You gotta be like vigilant at this point in your life as a woman, because you're literally being hunted. They're
I'm
coming
not
for you.
gonna say, and Andrew Holness can save
Mm-mm.
the whole of Jamaica. Him can't save the whole of Jamaica, but
He cannot. He
I can
cannot.
definitely say this though, that we need some new ideas, man. We need
Yes.
somebody in the government who come up with some new ideas. Like,
Yes.
it cannot be just the same thing. There's nobody in there we're coming up with some new. There's so much innovative ideas that we can do with
Yes.
a budget.
It's the
You know what
truth.
I mean? So, I know, like I say, as I say, it's starting at the home. You know what I
Yes.
mean? That's where it
Yes.
starts. You know what I mean? And that is where you fix most problems out there in the community is in the home. But end of the day, I feel like you know, I don't like for just blame politician. Kind of the politician
We
can't do
can't
nothing
keep
for you, you
running the
know.
politician alone.
All
We cannot
politician
do
can
that.
do is build road, you know. So them can't do nothing other than build road and train, truck and them thing there. But them can't
Yeah.
fix and because the day the government figure out how to fix poverty, that word poverty is the day you
It's
go
a part of
see.
the system. You can't fix poverty. It's a part of the system. The system of rules and regulation, and you can't change that. And it's not only in Jamaica; it's worldwide. And I think it all comes down to okay. Back then, you used to have like certain done in our community where as a man that run that community, no man or no boy can come in the community and rape no old woman, rape no woman, rob nobody, and not get their head blown off. Let's be honest, it's just the way it is. But it's like this new generation of younguns, they just don't have no respect and they don't care and they're killing even old women and kids. They're killing like. That was a big no-no in Jamaica in the early 80s and 90s. That
Definitely,
was a
and
big no-no.
one of the things them in this world, yeah, is principle. You see me?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I feel like the generation before us, principle was a lot more important. You know, like in
Yes.
Jamaica, they have a saying where them say, "You're too tame." I don't know if you ever heard that
Yeah.
saying before, where it
Yeah, yeah,
means
yeah, yeah, yeah.
basically you're doing things and not really realizing the consequences. The
Yes, yes,
generation before
yes.
us, they weren't tamed. Because if they were, if you see a wildcat is not gonna take certain steps with you. You know, only a tame one is gonna take certain steps with you.
It's
You know what I
true.
mean?
It's
So
true.
like that are the problem. Not for them youth, are them too tame. Them need to
Yeah,
get
it's the
them not
truth.
realize the consequences of that can happen of what them actions is really doing. You know what I mean? So,
Yes,
but anyway, end of the day, it come back down to the home and parenting. You know, that's really where everything is.
it does. It does. And I think it's so sad that the females them in Jamaica right now, they're like have to be watching their back and can't go out on the street without worrying about somebody like literally targeting you to murder you. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like, cause
But
my
at the
kids,
end of the day, too, you know, before, you know, even though all of them things are in a mass media and thing, let me tell you something too. That are just little bit of people too. In a
true,
Jamaica, you
true,
have
true,
enough good man out there where deal with them family good too. And
true,
I feel careful how we have to be careful how we bash one another too. You see me?
true,
You see
true.
me? Like this is something that we definitely need awareness of. But we have enough good positive youth there out in a Jamaica where stand for
True.
the cause one thing me not gonna change that what you call it, that Jamaica not change. I only some little bad fruit in the corner over there. I go on with them thing, but you have enough good man out there. See, one of my brethren on the live now, Nicky, is a good youth. Him basically raise him own a youth with
Yeah.
very little help from his mother, from the baby mother, and he's a youth
Mother,
that
yes,
take
yes,
care of him
yes.
youth as a good father. So you have enough good father out there and good man out there. So we have to be careful how we spread propaganda too and make people start
That's true.
thinking
That's
about
true.
Jamaica. Jamaica
And
is a
let's be honest, we got a lot of bitter baby mamas out there that's want to mess up the man whole entire character by saying, "Oh, he's not a good father," but you're not letting him be a good father.
yeah.
I
What
got two
you don't know
kids
about
by
that part,
two
you know?
different daddies, and none of my baby fathers can said, "Oh, I'm a bitter baby mama." Because when it comes to you and your kids, I do not get involved. As much as you hate me and I hate you, I will never come between you and your kids. Because later when you're picking group, I said, "Mommy, why was daddy there? Because I was bitter." No, I will never be a bitter baby mother, and I will never stop a man from seeing this child. Because guess what? I didn't make this child on my own. As long
Yeah,
as I always say you don't hate my child or put them in danger, I will never stop none of my baby father from seeing their kids. Never, because I am not
yeah,
that bitter. I don't care if you got 20 females. As long as they ain't hitting on my child, I don't care what you want to do.
yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't care less.
That
And I
you
think a
said
lot of
no.
females need to stop that shit and using the
And that
child
that
as
you said no.
as
That
a
you said
weapon.
no.
No, but it's true. My daughter is almost 17, and I got a 3-year-old, and I never in this lifetime would stop any one of my baby father, no matter how me and them were, I would tell them about them mama. I will never stop them from seeing their kids. Ever.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And my daughter's at a point where you don't have to call my phone. She's old enough. My 3-year-old, even though I can't stand the father, I will still pick up the phone when you said, "Can I have my child this weekend?" And I will make arrangements with you. As much as we don't like each other, you can have your child. I will never tell you, "No, you can't see it." And that's, I am not that mother, and I will never be that mother. Because the relationship between your child have nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm not a I'm a single mom, but I didn't make this child on my own. So why would I stop you to see your child as a man? Again, as long as you don't put my child in danger and you don't abuse my child, I will never come between that ever. Ever. And I think we black women need to stop using the kids as ammunition against their father and not letting the father see their kids because they have a new woman. I don't care if you have 20 women. I'm
No
not
man, you
saying
care,
introducing
man.
all 20 to my kids,
You care, you
but be
care.
there for your child. That's all I care about. The rest I couldn't care less because I'm living my life and I'm doing me. So why would I stop you from seeing your child? I ain't a bit of baby mother and I never will be. That's why me and my baby father, as much as we don't always get along, they respect me because I will never stop them from seeing their kids. And it's just the truth. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, yeah, we almost surpassed the hour and I just want to know if you want to maybe run to tune for my audience because your audience already know what you're doing and what you're up to because they're intact with your whole entire movements and stuff like that. So if you want to maybe run to tune or sing a song for my side of audience within Europe, not only Europe alone but all over the world, that would be great. If not, I'll just go ahead and just run your songs them and yeah, and do it
Did
that
you
way.
get a chance to listen to the album?
Yeah, what's the name of the album?
Bloodline.
So people, the name of the album is Bloodline. Y'all can go ahead and what's your what platform are you on? YouTube,
We on everything,
all of
man.
that.
Everything.
You got
Everything. Just
if they
type
click
up
the
on it.
bio in your on
Yeah.
your page, it will
May I
basically say
shout out to all my brethren them, big up Ellis, the place. You don't know, I'm a singer, brother. The great Ellis. And the
yeah,
great
I see you
Mortimer in
got a
the
lot of
building
fans
as
over
well.
here.
Mortimer is also featured on the album. And the title track of the album is Bloodline. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah,
So
man,
people
Ellis.
go ahead.
Anytime you're ready, we're ready.
Yeah, man, most definitely. Because like your team was saying, T, he was like, you were supposed to come out in Europe and do a whole entire show over this side of Europe, but
Yeah.
because of the whole Corona and lockdown thing, everything was put on pause. But as soon as, like I said, as soon as the place open up back and we can go ahead and do the bookings and the shows and the appearances, I'm all for it. Me and my colleague, which is like three of us run this platform. It's all mine, but we all run it together. And he got a contract to do the whole entire booking. So as soon as we get it okay, we gonna be doing a lot of bookings and a lot of shows and club appearances for the artists. Them and just do a lot of promotion. I see that I have like 10 seconds before we get cut off. I want to say thank you for being on my platform. It was a pleasure having you on Net Jam, and have a blessed day, or we're going to get cut off in two.